Hey everybody, welcome to your first online version of competitive analysis. I'm your professor, Dr. Richard Wagner, and I will be your guide through this entire course. We're going to do some pretty cool stuff in this class, a little bit different than you might expect. Basically, we're going to kind of redefine economics, and we're going to make it more about market analysis. So all that stuff you remember from your maybe principles class where you're doing all those graphs and all that kind of fun stuff. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a different look, try to analyze how firms behave. So let's get into some of the basics. First, we're going to be utilizing Canvas, as you probably could guess. And what we're going to be doing is most of your work will be submitted. You will do your discussions there. You'll find all your assignments, basically everything you need to be successful in this class. I've created the first module for the class, and it is about markets and market structures. So go ahead and take a look at some of the files. You'll also find the syllabus there. Pretty basic stuff that you just need to know about the class. One main outcome of this entire course is that you produce a pretty large paper. Well, for this class, what we're going to do is have a group paper and a group presentation of the paper. So you can find the paper instructions also in that module 1. You can also find an example of a paper that I felt was pretty good from the past. Don't get scared by the length of it. It's just a good paper. We can discuss those things as the weeks go on about what the length should be. Don't get too scared. Now, there's also going to be a link to your first assignment. And what you're going to do in there is answer some basic questions. Now, there's one important thing. You're in a group. So go ahead and go into the People tab in your Canvas and define where your group is and also see who the people are. I've set up a discussion board, and so you should be able to try to get to know the people in your group. I've also set a group leader. This is going to be the person that directly communicates with me. Anything that the group needs, questions that the group has, just try to make it a little bit more simplistic between communication with me and you all. Notice also that your group has a name of 3 pretty well-known companies. Well, you guessed it, these are going to be the companies that you study. Now, the reason why I chose these companies for your groups is that I know that they can be done well, and there's a lot of research that can be found so that your paper is robust enough. So, all this fun stuff for you to think about in the next 8 weeks. I think your first immediate task after watching this clip is to go ahead and get yourself familiar with Canvas. Feel free to ask any questions you might have about the site. It's pretty simple as it is right now. Going forward, there will be a little bit more updates to the page. You might guess I am actually constructing it as we go along. So thanks for being my experimental students. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. Well, glad to talk to you and look forward to working with you in the coming weeks. So go ahead, take a look around, and then if you want, you can move on to the next video for this week's content.